What's up boys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm in Monaco, as you can see by the massive harbour with all the yachts and stuff, and I'm visiting the SAS Prince of Monaco's own private car collection, which is in the museum right here, and it's massive. I've heard that it's crazy. It was actually recently relocated from its old location in Fontvieille, which is up there, so yeah, I'm expecting big things. Let's get right into the video, and I apologise if I talk a little quietly or not at all in some parts. Let's go. Alright, so here we have an Aston Martin DB5. It's a super Allegro because that's the design company that made it. This is an iconic vehicle, especially look at those rims down there. Iconic Jaguar rims. Really beautiful car in pristine condition as well. I would assume that hasn't covered many miles since it was first made. And then over here, there's some stairs going down some F1 cars, but first let's take a look over here. This is ridiculous. We have one of absolutely beautiful Lamborghini Countach in black with those gold rims. That's probably one of my favorite specs apart from the white. And the door's actually been opened here. It has these scissor doors you can see inside. Do you see the interior? Apologies, it's very loud in here for the kids. Not sure if this is real, don't think it is, but it's just something for a photo. And here we have a Ferrari Testa Rosa, obviously in the standard Ferrari red with that beautiful tan interior. Once again, all of the cars in here are perfectly preserved. It's ridiculous the extent that they are. Beautiful car. We have a nice front view of the Countach as well. Probably one of my favorite classic cars. Ferrari Lambo pair here from the 80s. Really cool. Loads of F1 cars in here. I'm not a massive F1 fan, so I don't know that much about it, but I would say that this is sort of like the BMW car. If you don't know the BMW art cars, it looks like it's been done by an artist. I'll take a look here. Yeah, this was piloted by Fernando Alonso in the year 2000. It's a really nice car. But then over here we have another iconic ducktail. This is the Porsche 911 Carrera. I absolutely love this car. It's beautiful. This is an old Porsche Le Mans car. I saw a very similar one go on Sotheby's for 1.8, and it was much more than that, millions earlier this year, and it was actually a previous gen, so this is worth a lot. But just take a look. I love the red trim into the front, and of course the cockpit in the center, and the windshield wipers. Okay, here we have a Ferrari Daytona. This is a 1971 edition. Again, a really beautiful car. It has the livery as well with the white circles on the side for the numbers. Right, and continuing on the left, we have, I think this is a Dakar. Yes, this is a Dakar car. It's a Mitsubishi Pajaro. This is the Paris-Dakar car. And then further, we have some more modern rally cars. This is a Toyota Yaris, the WRC edition. It's actually this is a previous generation of the one that they're currently racing in Estonia at the time of filming. You can see the massive spoiler right there for downforce. And of course the rally lights at the front. It's actually participated in the 2021 Rally Monte-Carlo, as you can see from the thing on the front, and most of the sponsors look relatively similar. So yeah, this car's worth about 3-4 million, so that's insane to see, especially with all the crazy aero on the side there. And then we have another WRC car on the left. This is actually a Citroën DS3, I think, the WRC. The Abu Dhabi livery, so this would have been a 2013-14 vehicle. Oh, this was actually the one piloted by Loeb in, I would assume, Rally Monte-Carlo. Loeb, what would have been one of his final races. Well, this would happen following his retirement from full-time racing. We'll get onto the F1 cars in a second. I just want to cover the ones on the right, and then we'll turn around to those. Right, these are, oh my goodness, so we're really getting into the interesting things here. Not that we've not already seen any, but this is a Rover Metro 6R4. It's actually very similar to the Renault next to it. I love these iconic cars. So they have been in the rally. And then we have another rally car next to it. This is the Renault 5 Maxi Turbo from 1986 or 85, I think. It would have, it's a 4-cylinder turbo, making around 350 horsepower, which would have been the limitations for rally at the time. Beautiful, beautiful vehicle. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's getting even crazier. So next we have a BMW M1. All right, this is I think it's one of 500, 600 cars that they made, the M1. And this isn't just a standard M1. This is actually, I think, an M1 GTR that exists. But this would be, look at the massive antenna on the top communicating to ground crew, I guess you would call them. Yeah, so this thing was ridiculously light at the time. It weighed about 1,000 kilos. It could do 0 to 100 in about 7 seconds, which with top speed of 260 kilometers an hour. So this was actually considered to be probably one of the first supercars, and definitely one of the very few supercars that BMW ever made. And if I haven't mentioned it already, this is about from 1980s, so early 80s, 81, 82 would have been when this came out. Absolutely beautiful vehicle. Oh my goodness. It's funny, so the other day I saw a Lancia Delta Integrale on the roads in Monaco with the Martini livery, and now we're seeing the Lancia 037. So this is a Group B car from 1984 with actually very, very light. That would have weighed at about 950 kilos. Coming in again at around 350. This is one of the cars in which quite a few Group B rally drivers died, but again, magnificent testament to the past. Continuing with the rally, we have a Peugeot 205 Turbo, again from the 80s. This would have been in Group B as well, with around 360 horsepower. Actually a very, very light car here. It's actually getting progressively lighter. That was about 1,100, 950, and this one weighs in at around 940 kilos. Beautiful, beautiful car. And this one did race as well. You can see the dents and the marks on there from the days when it was on the track. So this one actually participated, I guess, in 1985 Rally monte-carlo, as most of the cars here did. Alright, so now we have a few more F1 cars. I'm not a massive knowledgeable person on F1 cars. There's actually a video up there of the old Grand Prix in Monaco. So if you guys know what this is, make sure you drop it in the comments below. I think this is a Lamborghini, pretty sure. This would have been 90s, you can tell by the engine position and the way it's built. This would have been even earlier, probably the late 80s, I'd say, 1990, 1989. Very, very cool seeing all of these here. And then this is actually an original Bugatti over here. This is Bugatti Type 35A in blue. Very rare car. This is from the 30s. Actually, probably earlier than that, more like the 20s. Yeah, so this would have been one of the first sports cars, I guess. I think at one time it did even hold the world record for top speed. Right, continuing over here, we're going to get along to all the F1 cars now, for you F1 fans out there. This is an F1 Lotus, according to what it says down there, from 2013. So, yeah, pretty cool. This is before they introduced the Halo into racing. I wonder if there'll be any more modern cars there will be over there. Alright, we'll get right over there. Alright, so we're now at the F1 cars, and it's crazy seeing all of these lined up at the starting grid. I actually think there's some Formula E ones down there as well. So I think the more recent ones are near the front. So this is actually probably the 2021 or 2020 F1. This is the Ferrari SF90, I think. I don't know, I think it said somewhere on the side. But then again, I'm not a massive, I don't know that much about F1. But very, very nice car. I love the color combo on it. And then back there we have an earlier generation Mercedes AMG Petronas, probably early 2010s. Again, the iconic silver and blue Petronas livery. And here we have an Alfa Romeo, I think. Yes, the Sauber C37. Alright, and then back there we have, I think, a Porsche Formula E car. The Porsche, yes, it says here, the 99X electric, 280 kilometers an hour, This is a Season 8 vehicle, if that says anything to you. Formula E tends to not be as viewed as Formula 1, which is a shame, but... Oh, okay, well now we have a really, really iconic car. This is before the halo again, so this is probably 2017, 2016. This is an F1 Red Bull car, with the massive bull there on the shock tail there, which is, I think, pretty cool. And then back here we have an older one, actually. You can tell by all the logos and stuff, and also the really high part there. I think it's called a fin. From 1990s, I'd say, 1992, 1993. Again, please correct me if I'm wrong. And then over here, a Mercedes-Benz. Not a Mercedes-Benz, F1 car. So very, very cool seeing all of these in one place. Right, so we're doubling back around the Countach and the Testa Rosa. Over here, so we have another few more modern F1 cars hung up on the wall. Imagine being rich enough that you can hang F1 cars up on the wall. Like, that's the kind of level that everyone wants to reach. But very, very cool. Renault Elf and the Mercedes-Benz Vodafone livery. So cool. Okay, over here we have a few more. I think there's lots of more old coach-built vehicles down here. Some of them are very small. So Napier, most of these companies would have gone out of business a long, long time ago, so I'm not going to know too much about them. And over here we have, yeah, this is beginning to get into the 50s, maybe late 40s. 1954, a Sunbeam Alpine MK1, very, very beautiful design of the vehicle there. Then a Packard Super 8 Cabrio. Shame that Packard went out of business. Very, very nice car. Okay, so here we have some big American cars. These are very, very recognizable. It's a Chrysler Imperial, of course. And this one would have been in the service of the Prince at some point. Has the really old monogasque license plates as well. Over here, another big American car, another Chrysler. This is sorry, what am I talking about? Cadillac. This is a Cadillac. Not sure about this, but it's a Series 6700, which is a massive, massive car. But then again, it probably would have failed all of today's crash tests. Okay, and here we have, oh, these are Rolls-Royces now, so I didn't recognize this one directly as Rolls-Royce, but you can see the Spirit of Ecstasy there in the Rolls-Royce logo. This has been one of the very first ones from the 20s, early 20s, but you can see how far ahead they were of all their other major competitors even back then. And then here we have one of the more iconic ones, the Phantom One. Beautiful coachwork design there. Red open top for the driver, but closed for the passengers, because that's how it was back then. And then we're moving on. This is more of this is the Phantom One Coupe, so it would have been the sportier version, I guess. Look how much space there is. That is a massive, massive bonnet. That's about probably 2 meters long. What engine does this thing have? It has this inline 6 producing 95 horsepower. That's as much as like a Renault Twingo today, but still a massively powerful car for back in the day, late 20s. Very, very expensive as well. Okay, this is one of my favorite cars of all time. I mean, I have a soft spot for Mercedes and BMWs, but here, this is a Mercedes 250 SE Cabriolet. This is from the early 60s, late 60s. Look at that interior, beautiful woodwork. It's a shame that they ditched the woodwork and put in all the plastic and big screens in our more recent cars. And the extendable antenna, I loved those extendable antennas when I was a kid. I remember there was a car nearby that it would pop up automatically when the guy started it. And I always thought that was super cool. And then that iconic massive grille in the front with the perpendicular headlamps. Alright, so we're moving more into the, I think, the Italian cars now, the 60s, 50s. This is a very, very nice car here. I think it's a, what is this? A Cisitalia, another company that went out of business a while ago, which is a shame. on the screen there's a Dino, and I hope there is. I think there might actually even be a Dino, but this isn't a Dino. This is a 250 GT Cabriolet. Ooh, the 250 GT Cabriolet is a very expensive car these days. Not as much as this normal 250 GT Coupe, but it's still a very, very beautiful car with all those smooth, elegant lines painted in Scuderia Ferrari red. Actually, on the screen up there, you have the old Hôtel de Paris, which is actually where I was car spotting just not too long ago. Make sure you check out the video if it's dropped yet. And then over here, we have an old Alfa Romeo, another beautiful car. It's a Giulia Spider, far cry from today's Giulia, but very, very lovely car, and especially the bright red of the Italian vehicles. Alright, and then here we have probably one of the most iconic cars of the day, the 50s. This is a Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud Berline. Black, the two-tone black and silver paintwork is really astounding. We have the Spirit of Ecstasy as usual on the bonnet. Wonderful. And this would have been probably the Prince's car, because I don't think it came with that antenna as stock. So, right, it has a inline 6 with 155 horsepower. Wonderful, luxurious car. This would have been every kid's dream car in the 50s and 60s. Okay, well, that car's in service at the workshop. This is actually the Prince's own car. He always drives these Lexuses because they're very good for the environment, and the Prince is a big environment guy. This is a hybrid. You can see has the glass, bulletproof glass everywhere, especially on the roof. Actually, the Prince does currently drive a Lexus as well. I saw it the other day. Oh wow, take a look at this. It's a Maserati Minstrel. Not too long ago, these things were very cheap. You could get them for not that much. These old Maseratis, because they're very unreliable, but very beautiful car. And then there's also a Smart for 2 back there. I'm not sure why, but I think it's probably some art installation, a bit like the BMW art cars I was telling you guys about not too long ago. Right, so we're passing into some more modern sports cars. Here, BMW Isetta, I think. Car that single-handedly took BMW back from ruin. Not very glamorous, but it did save BMW. So yeah, I love the way that the door opens out of the front. I always thought that was really funny. And then on the right, we actually have a Jaguar E-Type Cabriolet, 4-litre engine. Going back to the 300 SL, back at it. Look at those Gullwing doors. Mercedes have a big thing with Gullwing doors, and I'm all for it. Interior. Shot and beautiful Mercedes-Benz lettering on the side, and also the intakes. All of that. Amazing car. And then here we have another Mercedes-Benz, a 228 Cabriolet. Probably from around the 50s or so. I always loved those massive grills. I mean, BMW are imitating it and failing miserably currently, but beautiful in the cream colour as well. And then we have a Citroën, and then also a Deux Chevaux over there. A couple other, I think that might be a very, very old rally car over there. There's a very interesting couple over there that I'll talk about in a sec. Renault 4 CV. And this is actually a 24 Heures du Mans race in 1950. Alpine A10. So there is a new Alpine A10 as well, which I like very much. But this is the original. You can definitely see how the new one took starting points from the old one. And I know you've seen it all on the corner of the screen now, but this is a Lamborghini Miura P400. The first ever Lamborghini, proper, like, supercar Lamborghini designed after Ferruccio Lamborghini and Enzo Ferrari had a fight. Absolutely beautiful vehicle. Amazing design. I wish we could open. It was open because you can see how you would see how the all the parts of the car open. I'll put a picture of it on the screen now, but amazing vehicle. There's a V12 which makes around 350 horsepower, so that would have let it get to around 280 kilometers an hour, which for 1967 is not bad. That's the same as a base model 911 Carrera 992 of today. But just look at the shape of that car. Absolutely nailed it with the design. Let's take a look at the back quickly. Miura. Amazing. And that's the end of the video, so thank you guys so much for watching, and if you go, make sure to check out the gift shop. I got a couple cool posters from there, and yeah, so I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.